It might please you to know that despite having already met demonic lions that cause and cure diseases, or grand dukes that ride upon crocodiles, or even fallen angels that now style themselves as hunters in the wild, we still have quite the list of demons to get through in the Goetia, those that are just as eerie and fascinating as the last. One of the most compelling features I've found about the Goetia and similar classifications is the dichotomous nature of the demons. Indeed, they can be wicked, casting curses, stealing souls, leading the average summoner astray, and yet they also prove to have their uses and can actually be quite helpful to the summoner. At least that's what the likes of the Goetia will have you believe. I shouldn't need to tell you then that the demon Buer, the 10th spirit in this classification, comes with his own set of abilities that even the most God-fearing may find hard to resist. In the Goetia, Buer is described as the 10th spirit, and much like the 5th spirit, Marbus, is also identified as a great president. As the Goetia never really goes into the details behind the demonic hierarchy and where each demon truly stands, one may infer from his literal presidency that Buer possessed a significant amount of influence in the hellish realms. In fact, the text tells us that he governed 50 legions of spirits, which is actually the second largest number of legions we've seen thus far in this classification. Baal, the first demon, trumps Buer with 66 legions of spirits, which you might say shows us just how powerful Buer was, that the size of his demonic following wasn't that shy of the principal demons. The text continues that Buer appears when the sun is in Sagittarius, which by astrological accounts implies that Buer was most active and most summonable sometime from late November to late December. Another idea is that Buer can take the form of the centaur, the astrological sign for Sagittarius, and that those that came across centaurs were believed to have in fact come across Buer. There are even those who liken Buer to the Greek mythological character Chiron, a chief centaur who was known for his knowledge of medicine, herbs, hunting, and prophecy. It's interesting then that the Goetia also corroborates such a comparison, telling us that, like Chiron, Buer had the ability to teach those who summoned him the art of herbs and plants. Additionally, Buer is noted in the Goetia as possessing the ability to teach both natural and moral philosophy, suggesting he possesses a heightened level of intellect and sophistication. This seems like quite the disconnect when we consider the actual look of Buer. What we are presented with is a creature with a lion's head and several goat legs. It gives us the idea that this demon is something wild and ferocious, something monstrous and savage that belongs in the wilderness. The lion head alone might inspire feelings of danger or violence. In fact, to a Gnostic audience, it might very well evoke imagery of the demiurge, Yaldabaoth, the evil creator posing as an almighty deity that keeps mankind trapped in the material world. The goat legs, meanwhile, these hooves, might cause audiences to liken the beast to Satan, or at the very least, to the Azazel goat, which became the embodiment of all the sins of Israel. Whatever the case, it's hardly the type of character one might expect to start learning philosophy or botany from. Perhaps there's a lesson here in not judging a book by its cover. Such an illustration was believed to have originated from French painter Louis Le Breton, later engraved by an M. Jarrald, where it then went hand in hand with most demonic classifications that described Buer. By some interpretations, Buer possessed a unique sort of locomotion, where he moved not on two predominant goat legs, but in fact rotated on all 5 of them, like a wheel. Other renditions depict Buer with the legs of a horse surrounding his body, those which he uses to maneuver in most directions. So going by what we have, it's clear that this scraggly, unkempt and monstrous looking demon wasn't quite as savage as he looked. In fact, the Goetia provides us with 2 somewhat surprising benefits that he seeks to offer man. The first is that he heals all distempers in man. Indeed, this barbaric-looking spirit won't only teach man philosophy, but he also appears to possess a unique ability we haven't seen in the Goetia as of yet, the ability to calm and rejuvenate man's tranquility. The Goetia doesn't go into detail as to how he achieves this. Perhaps it is realized through the form of some dark magic that only he knows. One idea is that because Buer is so philosophical, and because he appears to be quite a logical being, he is able to advise man and guide him into solving his problems, thus healing his distempers. The other ability he possesses is similar to the demon Paimon, though perhaps not as dastardly. We see that Paimon is able to enslave people on behalf of the summoner, and can pretty much manipulate anyone the summoner chooses into becoming their servant. Buer, on the other hand, appears to deliver familiars to those who summon him, specifically good familiars. In the Dictionnaire Infernal, meanwhile, by French occultist Colin de Plancy, Buer is actually described as a star or as a wheel with 5 branches, who advances in motion by rolling over himself. Despite such a bizarre description, he maintains proficiency over philosophy, logic, herbs, and medicines. Furthermore, we see in this account that Buer can be consulted to cure the sick, where he is capable of lending his own aid if needed. The Pseudomonarchia Daemonum, on the other hand, by Dutch physician Johan Weyer, tells us much of the same, where the account reads, "Buer is a great president, and is seen in this sign, in the form of a star. He absolutely teacheth philosophy, moral and natural, and also logic, and the virtue of herbs. He giveth the best familiars. He can heal all diseases, especially of men, and reigneth over 50 legions." Buer's unsettling form conflicts with the virtues he supposedly governs, an incongruity that invites both curiosity and caution. Perhaps this is precisely the point. In the world of demonology, and specifically Ars Goetia, the wickedness of demons is seldom ever black and white. Many of the demons appear to have sincerely helpful attributes to offer mankind, yet these do often come with vices of their own. Either the demon itself is too volatile and too dangerous to deal with directly, making the risk of working with them not worth it, or man risks eternal damnation by having conferred with the demon in the first place. You don't need me to tell you that the summoning of entities like Buer is condemned in nearly all mainstream religious traditions. Such an unsettling appearance of a lion's head combined with many goat legs may alone serve as a warning, a deterrent, not only to the faint of heart, but to the souls that would dare seek truth from these infernal mouths. In the end, Buer might be a versatile or even beneficial ally for some to entertain, but for believers and the devout, it may be more of a reminder that not all who heal do so with kind hands, and not all who teach speak from the light. As always guys, if you've enjoyed today's episode on Ars Goetia, then don't forget to leave this video a like, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss my next upload. Until next time.